Hey everyone, welcome back to Coach Cruise, and you're here for the second part of our Sweet 16 of the best food options on Carnival Cruise Lines. We are down to 8, and we are going to end the day with a champion, the best food option for your money on Carnival Cruise Line. So let's first talk about the 8 food options that were eliminated in the first video, just in case this is the first video that you're watching. Also, everyone, remember our friends over at Funnelheads are doing this exact same video. Their choices are probably going to be different. Some of them may be the same, but you want to go over and check out Funnelheads and see where their choices may have differed, whether they're more in your line of taste or whether I'm more in your line of taste as far as food goes. You can check and see which one you like the most, and put in the comments which one you agree with the most as well.
I just can't get away from a good time.
Okay, so let's get to the 8 food options that were eliminated. And I'm going to name a couple off here that you're probably like, wow, that was eliminated? You know, what is left? Okay, so let's get to the Vista bracket, and we eliminated Guy's Smokehouse Restaurant. It's only on 4 ships. They do have a lot of good food offerings, but they were knocked out by Guy's Burgers, the iconic Guy's Burgers that's on every Carnival cruise ship, and people just love those burgers, right? So that was knocked out. Also in the Vista bracket, we had the 2 seed, which was the pizza, going up against the Captain's Pasta Bar. And the pizza won out, as you might expect there. No further explanation on that one. Now, further on in the West bracket, we had the Panorama bracket, and the Steakhouse went up against the Seafood Shack. There was a tough 1-4 seed matchup, but the Steakhouse in the specialty dining bracket came out on top. Every food option here was specialty dining. Now, the 2 and the 3 seed in that bracket were Cucina de Capitano and Bonsai Sushi. And in a minor upset, Bonsai Sushi took out Cucina de Capitano, to the shock and dismay of Italian captains all across the Carnival fleet. They do not agree with that pick whatsoever. All right, now we go to the east side of the bracket, and we get to the Carnival Glory. I can't talk this evening. And there we had the number 1 seed, the main dining room, going up against Guy's Sea Day Barbecue. Guy's Sea Day Barbecue, when it first came out, was pretty darn good, but for whatever reason, it's falling off from what it once was, and a lot of people share this opinion. So I don't know whether it's the choice of meat that they're using or what, but something is amiss. And this was one of the biggest one of the biggest blowouts of the first round, or from the Sweet 16 down to 8, with the MDR easily advancing into the Elite 8. And then finally, we had the Lido Buffet as the 2 seed, going up against a combination of the Mongolian Walk and the Carnival Deli. Now, the Mongolian Walk and Carnival Deli was a surprising 3 seed, but they easily took out the number 2 seed, the Lido Buffet, and will be going on to the Elite 8. Now, in our final bracket on the east side, we had the Carnival Celebration bracket. There we had the number 1 seed, the Blue Iguana Cantina, also a staple of the Carnival fleet, going up against the Bonsai Teppanyaki Grill. Now, Bonsai Teppanyaki is only on 4 ships, which really hurts its chances. Although many people love Bonsai Teppanyaki, it's not on a lot of ships, and that's what really hurt it in terms of advancing to the Elite 8, and it lost to Blue Iguana Cantina. Now, finally, our final matchup, we had the Sea Day Brunch coming in at the 2 seed versus the pricey Chef's Table, for an amazing dining experience that very few people on a Carnival cruise get to enjoy. And part of that is because it comes with a hefty price tag of, on some ships, roughly $100. But because of the amazing meal and experience that you get. The chef's table, in a minor upset, took out the C-Day brunch and advanced to the Elite Eight. So that leaves us with only 8 food options to determine who is the champion, what is the best food option within the Carnival fleet. So let's get right to it. Okay, now let's go back in the same direction we just ended with, and we'll start back with the celebration on the east side of the bracket. We have the 2 remaining food choices left in that bracket are the Blue Iguana Cantina, which is free. You get your free burritos, your free tacos, your free huevos rancheros in the morning, your free breakfast burritos. There are a lot of different options that you get, and all of them are free. All of them are wonderful. The tacos, of course, with a variety of different toppings, and it's free. Now, the chef's table, again, is an amazing dining experience. I would recommend everybody do it at least once, but it does come with a very hefty price tag. I would say that that price tag is worth it to experience, but it is about $100. For that reason, it's going out. And the Blue Iguana Cantina is moving on into the final 4. It's free, no charge. Eat all the tacos you want to your heart's content, and you will love every one of them. All right, now at the top of the bracket on the east side, we have the Glory section, and we have the main dining room as the number 1 seed going against the Mongolian Wok and the Carnival Deli. Now, the Mongolian Wok and the Deli are open for limited hours. They're not open for breakfast. They're mostly a lunchtime and early evening, although the deli does stay open a little bit later. But you can't get it, it's not like the Pizza Pirate. It's not a all-day thing, right? So the walk at lunchtime is a fabulous experience, but oftentimes if it doesn't have a GG's associated with the Mongolian Wok, you might be waiting in very long lines. The deli is the same. Although the food options, the sandwiches that you have to choose from and the wraps that you have to choose from are wonderful options, the lines can get very long. So we are going to go with the main dining room here, advancing. This was a tight one. But the main dining room, remember, on cruises of 6 days or more, you have 2 formal nights. On both of those formal nights, they offer a more extended menu in which you can get on one of those nights, for example, free lobster tail. And you can get 2 of those for free. And if you want any additional after that, it's only $5. Okay, so not to mention, the menu changes nightly in the main dining room. They have some wonderful desserts. Their iconic chocolate melting cake can be found in the main dining room. So the main dining room advances to the final 4, which it will go up against the Blue Iguana Cantina. All right, now let's get over to the Vista bracket. This will be the biggest blowout of the Elite Eight. Guys Burgers destroys the Pizza Pirate. Absolutely destroys them. They win by 50 some odd points. It is not even close. Guys Burgers advances. If you like pizza, the Pizza Pirate has some very good pizza for cruise pizza, I would say. But if you're from somewhere like New York or Chicago and you're used to phenomenal pizza, it's not going to be quite the same. But Guys Burgers does have a top quality burger, and you will enjoy that. And that is a free option. You can eat as many of those as well. Okay, now in our final bracket on the west side is the Panorama bracket. And we have the Carnival Steakhouse, or Fahrenheit 555 on some Carnival ships, going up against Bonsai Sushi. Now, both of these restaurants are specialty restaurants. You do have to pay a fee. The steakhouse is $45 or $48. I forget, it's one of those, $2, $3, who cares? Not much of a difference there. Bonsai Sushi is more of an a la carte option. For example, you can get a sushi boat, and it's roughly $25, $24, $25, that can feed 2 people. So your more affordable option might be to go to Bonsai Sushi, but the steakhouse is just a phenomenal experience. You get several courses. You get 2 appetizers along with compliments of the chef, another appetizer on top of that. You get a wonderful choice of desserts. And of course, you have your choice of steaks, lamb chops, surf and turf, lobster. It's just an incredible experience that shouldn't be missed. I do it at least once every cruise, sometimes twice. And this upcoming cruise I'm going on, the very first night, I'm looking forward to it. I will be going to the steakhouse. So we have a top flight matchup in the final four. We are going to have Guy's Burgers going up against the steakhouse. And on the other side of the bracket, we are going to have the main dining room going up against the Blue Iguana Cantina. So, who's it going to be? All right, let's go back over to the east side of the bracket again, where we have the main dining room going up against the Blue Iguana Cantina. Now, the Blue Iguana Cantina is going to cater to those cravings that are for Mexican style food, right? You have your tacos, you have your burritos, you have your breakfast burritos, you have your taco salads, you have your huevos rancheros. So if you're in the mood for Spanish or Mexican type of food, then that's where you want to go. But you don't always crave Mexican, right? Or you don't always crave a Spanish type food. Sometimes you want different offerings, and that is what is provided in the main dining room. The menu is different and has a variety of different choices each and every night. And again, 2 of those nights, on the formal nights, for example, one of those nights you can get free lobster tails. And yeah, that's a tough thing to beat, especially when it's free, complimentary, included in your cruise fare. So the main dining room is advancing to the championship. They take out the Blue Iguana Cantina, and that is going to leave us with a final four matchup of Guy's Burgers going up against the steakhouse. Okay, drum roll. Here we go. The Guy's Burgers offers a variety of different burgers, and if they don't have a burger that is just what you want, you can order a plain burger with cheese, for example, and they have a toppings bar, which you can just load up with whichever toppings you might like on your burger, and it is absolutely phenomenal. It's one of those burgers that you put in your hands, you could go to take a bite, and it seems like half of it falls out on you because there's so much stuff in it. And that's not a bad thing. That's an amazing thing. And it is juicy and it's succulent and it's awesome. And the French fries are good too. And guess what? The best part? It's free. And you can have as many of them as you want. Now, what could possibly beat that? Well, it is burgers, and pretty much only burgers. You don't have anything else on the menu but burgers and French fries. Although they're amazing, the steakhouse, you might argue, well, you have steak, you have fish, you have lobster, you have some great a la carte choices. It's also a dining experience. Now, the one thing that you can point out that sets the steakhouse apart from the burgers is there's a cost attached to it, and it's not a cheap cost either. I mean, we're talking about 2 people. You're going to spend close to $100, and that's before you decide to tip. So that's easily going to put you over. But for a cruise in which you're probably going to spend at least, and this is if you got a great deal on your cruise, but you're going to spend at least $1,000 or more. In most people's cases, they may spend $2,000, $3,000. What really is $100? Okay, for an amazing dining experience. I can tell you firsthand, as somebody who lives in an urban city, the city of Chicago, that has some of the best steakhouses in the world. For a comparable meal in the city of Chicago, in a steakhouse, it would be $150 to $200 per person for the amount of food that you get in the Carnival Steakhouse and for a comparable type quality. Now, I have had a couple dining experiences in the steakhouse that didn't meet my expectations, but most of the time, the steakhouse has been amazing for the price that you pay. The value is 100% there. And so we have in a bit of an upset, the steakhouse taking out Guy's Burgers. All right. So in the championship, we have the steakhouse going up against the main dining room. And remember, the main dining room is free. It's free, and the menu changes on a daily basis. And there are even nights when you can get steak and lobster. For example, on that formal night that I've mentioned a couple times already, they usually have prime rib or some other steak option. I often will order, say, the prime rib and the lobster, and then I eat both entrees, right? And it's free. And if I were to want another lobster tail, or if I wanted another cut of prime rib, I could simply pay that $5. In addition to that, I can order as many appetizers as I want. I can order as many desserts as I want. Now, the one thing I will say about the main dining room is the food quality compared to the steakhouse sometimes is like night and day. Most of the time that I have gone to the main dining room, the food quality has been good, and I've been very happy with it. But there have been a few cruises which, for whatever reason, the food quality just wasn't up to par. I've heard this across the Carnival fleet. Some people say, they went to the main dining room, they didn't care for it at all, they didn't like the food, whatever. And then I've seen some people, go on that exact same ship 2-3 weeks later and say the food was phenomenal. Now, is that the person, or is that the particular cruise in which the food quality was better? Did the crew or the chefs that were cooking, did their contract run out and a new group came in there and that's why the food quality got better? I'm not sure. It could be just the taste of the person, what they ordered. They may have ordered a couple items that didn't meet their expectation, and some other people ordered something different and they really loved it. I don't know. But the main dining room can be hit or miss, just like any place can be hit or miss. The steakhouse can be hit or miss. But overall, considering that it's free and considering that you can still get steak and lobster, and instead of it costing you $100 for a couple, it is free. Although it's not going to be the amazing dining experience that the steakhouse is, all in all, considering you could eat there each and every night and have a different meal and really enjoy that meal, the main dining room is going to be our overall champion. But I would highly advise, it is worth it to go to the steakhouse one time during your cruise, and you would not be disappointed. Okay, so that is all. Your champion for 2023 is the main dining room, defeating the specialty steakhouse. Fahrenheit 555 on some ships. Some ships it's just called the steakhouse, but there you go. I am Brad. I'm the host of Coach Cruise. I hope you enjoyed this. Was this kind of a fun thing to go along with March Madness, and March Madness had a lot of upsets. So we had a few upsets of our own there, but this is just an opinion, obviously, and I would like to know what your opinions are. What did you agree with in our Final Four and our champion? What did you disagree with? And if you could have a Final Four of the top foods on Carnival, what would you choose? So I'm interested to see those comments, and if you could do me a big favor and hit a like. And if you're new to the channel, do me an even bigger favor and hit subscribe. We're on the brink of 3,000. In fact, some of you watching this video, you may notice that we're already over 3,000 subscribers. So help push us to 4,000 subscribers. We'd like to get there before our 2-year anniversary, which is July 2nd. So we got to put the pedal to the metal if we're going to make it there, and you can make that happen. So Appreciate you. Thank you for watching, especially if you're still watching to this point in the video. And take care and happy cruising, everybody. Bye-bye.
The incredible team that are out there that do such an awesome job.
Oh, sure.
And secondly, and this one is huge, like and subscribe. Ring that notification bell so you know when this man is posting more videos.
I appreciate that you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Lee. And the amazing Lee Mason. And he's on Facebook. And it's Lee, your cruise director. So yeah, definitely. So I'm subscribed. I'm definitely part of that group, and I enjoy all the updates that I get from the Carnival Mardi Gras, and I'll soon be getting updates from the Carnival celebration. So I can't wait to get those updates. So thanks again, Lee.
Cheers,
Can't get away from a good time. I just can't get away from a good time.